Hi students. So in the last video we discussed about distance, displacement, speed and velocity. So today we are going to see about acceleration. Acceleration. The symbol for acceleration is a small a. Don't write capital A, okay? It is small a. Okay. So to know about acceleration, let us take one situation. See, you take the case of our car. We know that in the car, right in front of the driver's seat, below it on the floor, we see three pedals. We call it as ABC. What is A? Accelerator. What is B? Brake. And what is C? Clutch. Clutch, we know it is for changing the gear. And what about this accelerator and brake? When we press the accelerator or when we press the brake, what are we doing to the vehicle? We are changing the velocity of the vehicle, right? So let us take one example. Suppose we are on the way to Mumbai. Okay. Suppose we are going by car. Just let me draw a block figure of the car. You all are very good artists. I am not so please forgive me. Okay. If you don't like it, like the figure, right? So we are going in this direction. We are heading towards Mumbai. And suppose our car is going at a speed of let it be 100 km per hour. You like to go with thrilling speed? Okay, then you write 150, no issue. Okay, so suppose we are so tired of journey. Imagine that we started our journey in the morning and we want to have a break, right? So what we will do? We have to stop the car. So if you have to stop the car, we have to apply the brake, right? So here our car was going at what speed? It was going at a speed of 100 km per hour. It was heading towards Mumbai, that we know. And as you apply the brake, what happens to the velocity of the car? Decreases. Finally, the velocity comes to 0. That means we stopped the car. So here, what is the role of the brake? It decreases the velocity of the car. Now, suppose we stopped the car near one restaurant and suppose we took some tea or something and had taken the break for 10 minutes, right? Now we are rejuvenated. We are ready for the journey. Now we resume the journey. Okay, so again we hear sound, right? It's okay. So here when we start the journey, what is the speed of the car? It is at 0. Car is at rest. Now we have to on the engine and after that we have to press the accelerator so that gradually what happened to velocity of the car? It start climbing up. Okay, the car starts speeding. And suppose finally the velocity reaches to 120 and we reach the comfortable speed for the car, right? So here we applied brake. Here we applied accelerator. In both the cases, what is happening to velocity of the vehicle? Velocity changes. So at what rate the velocity of a vehicle changes? This is called acceleration. So what is acceleration? Acceleration means, so let me write the symbol now. A means you know it is acceleration. It is the rate at which the change in velocity occurs. So we write acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time. Now, how to write? Here we know that we have a symbol for acceleration. So the same way how we write for this velocity and time, change in velocity and time. Time we know we take a small t. And for change in velocity, let us have a look at this case. Here when we start our motion here, our velocity is 0. This is called initial velocity. The symbol for initial velocity is u, small u. And here, after a while, the velocity of the car become 120. We call this velocity as final velocity and the symbol is V. U is initial velocity and V is final velocity. Suppose we take a time of, t seconds. Okay, t time is taken for changing the velocity from U to V. What is U? Initial velocity. What is V? Final velocity. Then in all situation, you remember one thing, change means a final minus initial. And here we talk about change in velocity. So how you write it? V minus U. So here I can write change in velocity. In place of that I write V minus U and left side I get A. And time. Time, what is the symbol? Time is T. So here we got an equation for acceleration, right? Okay, now let us see the SI unit of this acceleration. Here we know change in velocity. That means this represents which physical quantity only? Velocity. And we know that the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. And what is the SI unit of time? Time is second. So where this second goes, this comes down. So it becomes what? Meter per second square. You can read it as meter by second square, it's okay. But usually we don't read so. We read meter per second square. So what other way we can write it? ms raised to minus 2. This we already discussed in the previous topic, how the power comes minus. So here, one more thing you see, velocity, what type of quantity? It's a vector quantity, right? So acceleration is also a vector quantity. That means acceleration has magnitude and direction. Okay, so we have seen about acceleration E is equal to V minus U by T. Now let us see three cases of acceleration. Okay, so for that, let's take the case of, imagine that you are riding a bicycle. So let me draw a bicycle here, okay? And you are here, okay? So suppose you are on the way to your school and let your speed be 30 km per hour. Okay, and imagine that we have enough time to reach the school. So you will be at ease, right? And suppose you are going at the same speed and in the same path. Okay, same path. Imagine the path is straight. That means you are going at a constant velocity, right? So if you are going at a constant velocity, what we can say about the change in velocity in this case? Change in velocity. That means 0 because your velocity is constant. So if the change in velocity is 0, then acceleration is 0. This is the first case of acceleration. So here comes acceleration 0. Now let us see the second case of acceleration. Okay. Now you imagine a different situation. Okay, you are riding bicycle to school, but you are going for exam and you are very late, right? And suppose in 2 minutes you have to catch the school and you are quite far from the school. Just imagine. So what you will do? You pedal very fast. So you have to catch the speed. You have to increase your velocity. Suppose you were at 30 and now you are increasing the velocity to suppose 60 km per hour. Do you like to ride at this speed in cycle? Okay. So the velocity was 30 and now the velocity becomes 60. Imagine that for this change you took a time of 5 seconds. So how will you find your acceleration in this case? Again, we know the equation for acceleration is V minus U by T. So here it becomes 60 minus 30 by, and here this is in kilometer per hour, okay? And by, this part we'll discuss, numerical part, we'll see later. And by, what is the time taken for that? It is 5 seconds. So here, when you subtract, you see, look at the numerator, when you subtract it, you are getting plus 30 kilometer per hour is the change in velocity, and the time taken for it is 5 seconds. So what about this acceleration here? Acceleration is positive. Okay, so first case we have seen the object going with a constant velocity, that means acceleration 0. Second case, the object speed up, velocity increases, that means the acceleration comes positive. And now let's see the third case, case 3. Okay, now you start from here. Okay, you imagine that you are at a speed of now 60 and you are about to reach the school. Okay, you are near the cycle stand, so you have to apply the brake. Now you will apply brake. So what happened? The velocity decreases, finally the velocity reaches 0 kilometer per hour. Suppose you took almost 10 seconds for this change. Again, let's calculate the acceleration. So how it comes? E is equal to final velocity 0. Initial velocity, it was 60 km per hour by time taken 10 seconds. So here, what comes here? Numerator, it comes minus 60 km per hour and denominator it is 10 seconds. Okay. Now here our concern is only the sign, and this conversion we will study in the numerical. Okay, how to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, we will see later. So here look at the sign. Sign is minus. So here where we started, we have seen acceleration can be 0, acceleration can be positive, acceleration can be negative. Here it is this negative. So this is what I told, there are different cases of acceleration: 0, positive, negative. So remember, acceleration 0 means the object is moving with a constant velocity. Acceleration positive means velocity of the object is increasing. That means if you are on a bicycle, you are pedaling it fast, or if you are in the car, you are pressing the accelerator. And acceleration negative means what? The velocity decreases. Velocity decreases means we are applying the brake. Okay, that's all about this acceleration. Okay, so we studied about acceleration. Next, we are going to see the equations of motion, which help us to understand about uniformly accelerated motion. Before that, let's have a recap of the types of motion. Okay, so we know motion classified into two types on the basis of a rate of motion. So the classification is, one is uniform motion and the other is a non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion. So we know about uniform motion. What is uniform motion? An object is said to be in uniform motion if the object travels with a constant speed, or we can say constant velocity. So here we deal about only human, but you say straight line motion in same direction. So distance, displacement, speed, velocity interchangeably we can use here. Okay. So what do you mean by non-uniform motion? It's a type of motion in which the velocity of the object continuously changes. So when we talk about a change in velocity, velocity can be changed uniformly. So uniformly changing velocity. And then the other type of non-uniform motion means velocity is changing, but it is changing non-uniform. Non-uniformly changing velocity. Okay, so again, let us see one example each for these three types. Suppose there is a car. There is a car traveling from A to B. A to B. Suppose the car travels throughout the journey with a constant speed. Just imagine travels with a constant speed. Suppose 80 kilometer per hour towards east. So what can you say about the change in velocity of this car? Change in velocity is zero. Change in velocity is zero means velocity is constant. What type of motion we talk about? Uniform motion. Now let us look here. Non-uniform motion. Suppose you take the same motion of the car. I mean the same situation means in which the car travels from A to B, but not with a constant velocity, with a varying velocity. Like suppose in the first unit time, suppose the velocity of the car is 80 kilometer per hour. Suppose after 1 minute, let the velocity be 90 kilometer per hour. Again after 1 minute, let the velocity be 100. Again after one, suppose it is 110. So what can you say about the velocity of the car? It is continuously changing. And let us have a look at this change. What is the change in the first 1 minute? Change 90 minus 80. So the change in velocity is 10. Next 1 minute, what is the change? How we get it? 100 minus 90. How much is it? 10. And next 1 minute, the change is 10. That means what we understand from here, there is change in velocity, but the change is uniform, right? Now, let us see another situation. Suppose a vehicle traveling from A to B such that its velocity is varying continuously, but varying like this. First, suppose the velocity was 50, then in 1 minute the velocity becomes 60, next 1 minute becomes 65, next 1 minute it becomes 90. So let us have a look at this change. What is the change in velocity in unit time here? 10. Here it is a 5 and here it is a 25. So what can you say about this change? Change is not uniform. So such motions are called non-uniformly changing velocity. And here what we say, uniformly changing velocity. And what was the first case? There is no change in velocity. So these all we can explain with the help of which quantity that we studied just before this one, that is acceleration. In one case, acceleration 0. Here there is acceleration, but you see here change is constant. What is change in velocity in unit time called acceleration? So if the change is constant, acceleration is also constant. So what is the other name of uniformly changing velocity? It's a type of motion with the uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration. And here you see, what about the change? Change is not uniform. It is non-uniform. Then what is it called? Non-uniformly changing velocity means a non-uniform acceleration. Here the object is in non-uniform motion with the non-uniform acceleration. Here, it is a non-uniform motion with a uniform acceleration. And this situation, object is in motion but with a uniform motion. That means zero acceleration. So I think you understand this division of motion or classification of motion on the basis of rate of motion. Now, after this, what we are going to see, we are going to analyze uniformly accelerated motion. So what do you mean by uniformly accelerated motion? Velocity changing uniformly. So here we have some equations to explore this type of motions. That is what next we see. Okay. Okay, now we see the equations of motion which help us to explain uniformly accelerated motion. Let's go to the first equation. V equal to U plus AT. So these equations we will obtain later graphically when we study the topic graphs. Now just let's have a look at the equations. Let's try to understand the meaning of the symbols and then we'll apply these in numericals. So the first one is a V equal to U plus AT. U means initial velocity, V means final velocity, A means acceleration and T means time. Now let us see what is the use of this equation. For example, suppose a situation is given, a person travels from A to B and he is traveling at with an acceleration of 2 meter per second square. Okay, he starts his motion from here. Starting the motion from A, that means what is the initial velocity? 0. And he accelerates at the rate of 2 meter per second square. What is the meaning of this? In every 1 second, his velocity increases by 2 meter per second. That is the meaning of acceleration 2 meter per second square. And he continues moving for what time? For 5 seconds and he reaches the position B. And we are asked to find what is the velocity of this person when he reaches B. So this is called the final velocity and the moment he starts his motion is called the initial velocity. So in such cases we can use this equation. Remember these all equations whatever we are going to discuss now under this heading, they are applicable only if acceleration is constant. Here it is given acceleration constant. Now let's go to the second equation. S equal to ut plus half at square. Again, the symbols have the same meanings. Then one more symbol came here, S. S means distance or displacement. I told you already we are discussing about motion in a straight line. So in the same direction. So we can use the distance, displacement, speed, velocity, everything interchangeably we can use. Okay, this point you remember. Now what is the use of this equation? See, let us see the same scenario. So here the person travels from A to B with some acceleration and he takes this much time to reach B. Then what is the distance traveled when he reaches B? So yes, we have to find, we can use this relation. How we read it? Ut plus half AT square. Okay, so this helps us to find the position of the object after a time t from the starting point. Okay, now let's see the third equation. V square equal to U square plus 2A. So where we can apply this equation? For that, let's see this figure. So here it shows the car travels from P to Q and when the car is at P, we spot that car. Okay, and when we spot the car is at what velocity? 50 meter per second and the car is heading towards Q. And what is the acceleration of this car? Minus 2 meter per second square. What is the meaning of this minus 2? Here it is plus 2. What do you mean by plus 2? In every 1 second, velocity increases by 2 meter per second. What is the meaning of this? In every 1 second, velocity decreases by 2 meter per second. And finally, when the car reaches Q, what is its velocity? 10 meter per second. This is the meaning of the situation. And here you are asked to find how much is the distance traveled by the car when it reaches Q. So here we are given V, U, A. We have to find what? The distance traveled by the car. So yes, we have to find. So in that case, we can use which equation? Third equation. These three equations are enough to deal with what you say, the uniformly accelerated motion. But apart from these three, we have one more equation that we obtained with the help of second equation of motion. And that equation is Sn equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. Sn means the distance traveled in the nth second. U means initial velocity. N means that particular time. Like I will tell you where we apply this one. For example, suppose a person moves from O to O dash and that person travels for 10 seconds. Okay, and with some acceleration that will be given in the situation. And you are asked, and suppose the distance traveled by this person from here to here. That means during 10 seconds, let the distance traveled to be 500 meter. But we are asked to find what is the distance traveled by him in the 10th second. So here you can apply this equation. How you will apply this equation here? You will find distance traveled for 10 seconds. Then you will find distance traveled for 9 seconds. And then you will subtract it. Distance traveled for 10 seconds minus distance traveled by 9 seconds will give us the distance traveled in the 10th second. That way you can find the distance traveled in this time. I mean 10th second. But instead of going that, that's very complicated. We can use this equation. We will write S10. What is meant by 10 here? This n represents that which time, okay, which second. So 10 the second. So here we write S10 is equal to U plus, if the question says the person start from rest, so U will be 0 plus A by 2. What is A? The uniform acceleration of that object. A we will write here, then 2 into 10 minus 1. So what is this 10? That time 10 the second means here it comes 10. So when you simplify this one, you are getting direct the distance traveled by the person in the 10th second. So this is the use of this equation. So we can say these all equations help us to study about uniformly accelerated motion, and these equations are called equations of motion. I think now you got a brief idea of how to apply this equation. So in the next slide, we will see the numericals based on these equations. Okay, let's have a look at the numericals on this topic. Here comes a car starting from rest, that means initial velocity is 0, accelerating at the rate of 8 meters per second square for 10 seconds. Then we are asked to find the position of the car at the end of 10 seconds. Position of the car means how far is the car from the starting position. U given, T given, E given. We can take second equation of motion. So these are the given quantities. You can write here. Second equation of motion is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Substitute the values. First term becomes 0. Second term half into acceleration 8 into time 10 into 10. The answer comes 400 meter. That means if the car reaches here, this position is how far from the starting position? 400 meter. What's the second part? What is the velocity of the car at the end of this 10 seconds? That means what is the velocity of this car when it reaches here? So how can we find using first equation? V is equal to U plus AT. U is given starting from rest, U is 0 and A given 8 and T is 10. And it is here, actually I have written the units, acceleration meter per second square and time second cancelled. What you are getting meter per second as a unit because we are finding the velocity. So what's the situation when the car reaches the final position? How far is the car from the starting position? 400 meter, and it is at what velocity? 80 meter per second. Here comes the second question. The question says a car accelerates from 0 to 72 km per hour in what time? 11.5 seconds. So initial velocity is 0, final velocity is 72 km per hour. What is the acceleration of the car? So these are the given quantities. Acceleration we can find by first equation of motion. So from first equation we get, or we can see the equation for acceleration is V minus U by T. This is only the first equation. So when you substitute it, you get 72 minus 0. This is in kilometer per hour and this is in second. Now we have to convert this kilometer per hour to meter per second. How can you do the conversion? Have a look here. 1 kilometer per hour means 1 into. Kilo means 1000. So kilometer means 1000 meter by hour. Kilometer comes in the numerator and hour comes in the denominator. So how to convert hour to second? 1 hour is 60 minutes. So 160 comes. Then 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 2 60s come here. 2 zeros cancelled. And then here comes 10, here comes 6 into 6, then divide by 2, you get 5 here, and here you get 3. 3 into 6 is 18. That means 1 kilometer per hour is 1 into 5 by 18 meter per second. Similarly, if it is 5 kilometer per hour, what you will write? 5 into 5 by 18 meter per second. Same way here, when you subtract it, you get 72 kilometer per hour. So how can you do the conversion? 72 into 5 by 18 meter per second. By in the denominator, if you see it is already in the SI unit, that is in second. So let us see the next step. This is the conversion here, okay, 72 into 5 by 18. The answer comes 20. Okay, you simplify this, you will get it. Now, what is the answer? 20 by 11.5. So the final answer is 1.74 meter per second square. Okay. Here comes another situation. An object is thrown straight down from the top of a building. This is the top of the building. A person stands here, thrown straight down. Don't assume that thrown like this. This is a different situation that we'll see later. It is thrown vertically down and thrown with what velocity? 20. So what is the initial velocity? 20. And the object moves under gravity. It falls vertically down, and when it is about to touch the ground, what is the velocity of that object? 40 meter per second. And remember one case, whenever an object, here you see, after the object is being thrown, why it moves vertically down? Because of the gravitational pull. So when an object moves only under the influence of gravity, the acceleration of that object is 9.8 meter per second square. 9.8 we round it as 10 meter per second square. This you will study in theory later in the gravitation chapter, but we have to apply in this numerical. So it will be given like an object moves under gravity. So remember the acceleration of the object is 9.8 meter per second square, but we round it as 10. And again, this is also the case of a uniformly accelerated motion. So how high is the building? That means how high is the building means how far the object travelled before touches the ground. So you have to find the distance travelled. Also you have to find how long was the object in air. So before the object touches ground, how much time this object spent in air. So T also you have to find. So let's have a look at the solution first. For finding the height of the building, we can first of all write the given quantities, initial velocity, final velocity, then go for the equation. So here you are given final velocity, initial velocity, acceleration 10. You have to find the distance travelled. The distance travelled is equal to what? The height of that building. So when you put the values, you will get S is equal to 60 meter. What else you have to find? The time taken. You can apply the first equation of motion. From first equation you have T is equal to V minus U by A, V, U, A, everything given. So what is the answer? 2 seconds. That's over. So here comes the next question. A bus decreases its speed from 80 km per hour to 60 km per hour in 5 seconds. So find the acceleration. Again the same equation, A is equal to V minus U by T. Sorry. You can use the equation A is equal to V minus U by T. So what is V? V is final velocity 60. 60 minus 80. It comes minus 20. Then you convert that into meter per second. Just to multiply it by 5 by 80. I think you can do this question. And just a minute, I think, yes, I have given the solution already here. So you can go through it. Here comes the bus. It moves from 80 to 60. These all you can understand. You have to find the acceleration, put the value. It comes minus. Why the acceleration comes minus? Because the bus is retarding. Retarding means the velocity decreasing. Negative acceleration is called what? Retardation or deceleration. Okay? Retardation or deceleration. And here you get, see, this is in kilometer per hour. This conversion already shown here. This we discussed already in the previous question. Okay, so you put the value 5 by 18, you get the answer minus 1.11. And again, this also somewhat the same way you have to solve. A train starting from railway station. Starting means initial velocity is 0 and it is accelerating uniformly. Attains a final speed 40. In what time? 10 minutes. Convert that minute into second, multiply by 60. Find the acceleration. Which equation? A is equal to V minus U by T. You can go through it. In the figure it is labeled the same thing only. Given quantities are written. So you have the equation for acceleration here. Multiply by 5 by 18, you know, for the conversion of kilometer per hour to meter per second. Simplify, you'll get 1 by 54 meter per second square. This is all you can understand, okay? Then here comes the last question. This is a special type. This is with the help of the fourth equation of motion. A body covers 12 meter in second and 20 meter in fourth second. Find the acceleration. What is the equation for distance travelled by an object in nth second? Sn equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. Here, what is distance travelled in second, 20. So, second means n you will write 2. So, S2 equal to u plus a by 2 into 2 minus 1. Look here. Second. That is the meaning of this one. Distance travelled in second. So, here in place of n, what comes 2? Now, simplify u plus a by 2 into 4 minus 1 is 3. And how much is that distance travelled? It is 12 meter. So, that is written here 12. Here we got one equation. And next, what is the question saying? And the object travelled 20 meter in fourth second. Again, this is the equation. In place of n, it will come 4. In place of this, then it will come 4. So, how it comes? The equation become S4 equal to u plus a by 2 into 4 minus 1. That means 8 minus 1. What comes here? 7. And how much is the distance travelled in the fourth second? Like 20. So, equal to what? 20. We'll see in the next step. See, this is equal to 20. So, first equation we got, second equation also we got. We are asked to find acceleration of the motion. And we don't know about initial velocity also. So, what we have to remove? We have the two equations here. You see, just before this you got one equation. And now also you got S4. Just to subtract first equation from the second equation. So, what happens is, two unknowns are there. We don't want initial velocity. So, u will be cancelled. Let us see how the calculation goes. S4 equal to, see, S4 is this. So, S4 minus S2 means u is gone. So, what is remaining? 7 by 2a minus 3 by 2a, which is equal to, what is the right side of both? This one is 20. The right side of previous equation is 12. What is 20 minus 12? 8. Now simplify. A by 2 is common here. A by 2 into 7 minus 3. Where is 7 minus 3? 7 minus 3 is 4. Right side 8. Simplify. This comes 2. And when you divide it, you are getting the acceleration as the 4 meter per second square. I hope you understand. So the remaining questions we'll discuss later. So that's all for today. Bye.